This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so we discussed about different type of integrations, right? So what we discussed about the integration types based on the application system where they hosted, right? Based on that, the integration is classified into three types. One is on-prem, second one is cloud, and the final one is hybrid, right? These are all the three types of integrations which we can do based on the application systems where they host it, right? Based based on the application systems where they hosted, right? Where they hosted, this is a these are all three types which we can decide, right? And another three ways we can classify the integrations based on the type of integrations, how they are triggering, right? Okay, so the integration again classified into, right? The integrations are classified into three types based on the how they kicked off or how they triggered, which means how they are starting the process, how they are picking up by Boomi. Okay, how the Boomi is picking up that particular request. So depending on that, the integration again classified into three types. Okay, what are they, right? First one is real time integration, and the second one is near
Near
real time
real-time
integration.
integration,
Yes, near real time integration. And the third one is, what is the third one?
batch-based batch-based integration or schedule-based integration.
Very good. Batch based integration or a scheduled based integration. Say here it is saying that scheduled based. Schedule means we can schedule a integration. So see, okay, we are scheduling a particular time so that the request is going to be kicked off to the Boomi. So in that particular time period, the Boomi is going to be pick up that request, right? Scheduled based integration, right? Scheduled based integrations. Now, so again let me recall all the things what we discussed, right? So let's say event based integration, right? Event event based integration or event driven integrations. Okay, event driven. Okay, when the moment event is created at the source. So for example, let's say I will give a small example. Let's say Amazon is there. Okay, Amazon, in the Amazon you are trying to order the integration, order the item. So now this Amazon using SFDCs, their source applications, to create the orders, and they are using some NetSuite. Okay, NetSuite to create an invoice to that particular orders. So now when the event is created, let's say they are using Boomi as an integration tool. Okay, Boomi as an integration tool to do the integrations. So for example, let's say when the event is created, when the request is created, so the same moment Boomi, if the Boomi is picking up that particular request and if it is processing it, and then we will call it as a real time integrations. Let's say, okay, now in a here order is created. Let's say order is created. When the order is created, the same moment when you clicking on the submit button, if the same moment, if the Boomi is picking up your request and if it is processing it, then we will call it as a real time integration or event based integration. See, when order is created, which means event is created, right? When the event is created, at the same moment if the Boomi is picking up, okay, or any integration tool, if let's take any integration tool. Right now we are learning Boomi, right? That's why I'm talking about Boomi. So now if the Boom is picking up that particular request the same moment, then we will call it as a real time integration. Okay, so basically these real-time integrations can be done with the help of, how we can achieve this in real-time integrations, APIs, right? So with the help of APIs, so with the help of APIs, application interface, no sorry, application programming interface. So by using APIs we can achieve the real-time integrations. Real-time integration is nothing but, see, when the request is when the request is generated, the same moment it is going to be picked up by the some third party, then we will call it as a real time. Okay, then near real time. So let's say near real time. Near real time means, see, it is a real time only, but it's a kind of near real time, which means some kind of delay may be there. Okay, so now let's say for example, now here we are using SFDC, and you have a NetSuite. Okay, NetSuite. So now for example, if you are using Boom as an integration tool. Okay, so now if the Boom is let's say here, for every no time you are getting 10,000 orders, for example. So now 10,000 orders are coming. So now you don't want to process this 10,000 orders at a time. Okay, you don't want to process this 10,000 orders at a time. You want to process them as a batch wise. Let's say I want to process no process them as a 100 as a batch, and I need to process. So now this every time this 100 orders, okay, every time this 100 orders going to be picked up by this Boomi. So now how you will store, how you will see. So boom, here if you don't have this, okay, if we don't have a control on these orders, let's say a customer will keep on creating the orders, right? You will not say that, okay, I have a capability to accept only 10,000 orders at a time, so please wait. No, right? You cannot say to the customer, right? Okay, what you will do, okay, come, whatever the orders I am getting, please come and order at me. So I will take all the orders, which means this Salesforce will take all the orders, and they will process as a chunk wise. Okay, as a chunk wise means as a batch wise. How this batch is going to be created? So as I mentioned yesterday, we can use this queues or topics, right? Queues or topics, what they will do, it's a kind of first in first out, right? So what the first 100 batch, okay, and first 100 customers whoever created first 100 orders, so that first 100 orders going to be processed, and after completing second first 100 orders, second 100 orders, third 100 orders, likewise that going to be processed, right, as a chunk wise. Okay, that can be done with the help of queues or topics, right? It is called as a near real time integration. So see here, yeah, no, there might be some delay, okay, 5 seconds or 10 seconds, but the order is going to be processed, right? The request is going to be processed. So this is called as a near real time. Clear? And the third one is batch based integrations. Okay, batch based integrations or a scheduled based integrations. Okay, so now let's say same example. For example, SFDC salesforce.com is there, and you want to process it to the database, for example. Now you are using Boom as an integration tool. Okay, so now, so it is a scheduled base. Now if it is scheduled base, so for every 5 minutes, it is, let's say if it is scheduled for every 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes, which means in the 10 minutes what are the orders it is created, it is going to be picked up by Boomi, and it is going to process it. Okay, in for example, in that first 10 minutes some 10 orders are created, so this 10 orders is going to be picked up by Boomi. Okay, and it will wait for again 10 minutes. Okay, in this meanwhile, in this 10 minutes what are the orders are coming, so it is going to be stopped, like it is going to be stored. Okay, and after 10 minutes, let's say in the second 10 minutes, let's say some 100 orders is created. Okay, again Boomi will pick up this 100 orders, and it will going to be processed. It's a kind of scheduling. We are no we are scheduling some time period, and it is going to be scheduled for no it is going to be run for every 10 minutes. Okay, let's say now it is 8:15, right? Now if that now it is going to be run at 8:15, again it is going to be run at 8:25 and 8:35. Likewise, it is going to be pick up the orders at a time, okay, in a particular time period, right? It is called as a scheduled based integration. Now it is clear, Kaushik, what do you mean by batch based or scheduled based integration?
Yes.
Yes. So schedule base is nothing but a we will schedule a particular time period. In that time period, the orders or whatever the request as generating at the source application, those are requests we are picking up by using Boomi, and we are processing it in Boomi level in the integration layer, right? Clear?
Yes,
Yes.
clear. Clear.
Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. Before we move forward, anyone have any questions or any doubts? Yes.
No, bro.
Okay, perfect. If don't have anything, now let's talk about so we discussed different type of integrations. Okay, so now let's talk about stateful tool and stateless tool. So anyone have any idea what do you mean by stateful tool and stateless tool? Yes.
No,
Stateful.
this is first time I hear.
Yeah, anyone heard about this stateful tool and stateless tool? Anyone? Okay, that's fine. No problem. We'll discuss now. So, for example, let's say you are doing the integrations, right? Let's say this is your source application, right? This is your source application. This is your target application. In between, in the integration layer, you are using Boomi as an integration tool, right? To do the integrations, right? Getting the data from the source and transforming it and sending to the target application. Let's say, okay, let's say I'm same example. Amazon is there now. Now you are ordering some order. Okay, now you are enter into Amazon application, and you enter your details and you search to something and you find out whatever you want. Then you know created a order, right? You created order. Now, okay, so they will no, they will give you some kind of a tracking ID, and a reference ID to check your details and everything, where when it is going to be shipped to you and what is the status of that particular product, right? Well, when it is going to be shipped, when it is going to be packed, right? All the details you can see in a particular by using that particular tracking ID, or whatever may be the ID they are going to be giving to you, right? So now, to get all these details, they need to maintain, right? They need to maintain some kind of data from the starting to ending, right? So like, for example, today I ordered one item, so saying that, after 3 days I will, get my order to me, right? The Amazon team is going to be shipped that particular order in 3 days to me, right? How we will track all these things? To track this particular thing, they need to maintain, they need to no so store some data, all these things, right? So let's say now order is created here. Now the order number something 101. Okay, so order number is 101. Now this order is going to be picked up by Boomi, right? And it is going to be processed it, and it is going to be sent to the NetSuite. Now here the order is created, and the invoice number is something like this. Okay, bill, okay, like 101. Okay, bill number 101. Here the order number is 101 and the bill number is bill underscore 101, something like that. So now let's say you ordered and you paid everything, and after 3 days, you feel, you are in that stage of, okay, today I will get my order, right? So now in the evening, till the evening you wait for that, but the order is not reached to you. Then what you will do? Tomorrow morning again you call to the Amazon customer care, right? They have some customer care, right? Okay, customer care numbers will be there, and then you will call to that customer care, and you will say, hey guy, I ordered one item so and so day. So as for suppose, like, yesterday needs to be ordered that item, but I didn't receive any response from your end. What is going on? Please, no tell me the status of that particular order, when I am going to be get my order, right? That's kind of questions you will ask, right? to answer your questions, this customer care or whoever maintaining these details for Amazon needs to be maintain your orders details, right? Okay, they need to maintain all your order details, your personal details, like personal details in the sense your name, mobile number, phone, no, like email address, and your billing address, shipping address, and your all these details needs to be maintained, right? And later they need to maintain all the order details also. What no what is the item you ordered, what is the brand of that item, right? What is the price of that item, and when it is going to be shipped to you, all these details needs to be maintained, right? So how if any tool, okay, if any tool, if that maintaining, okay, such kind of metadata, like it's a metadata in the sense, I will tell you what do you mean by metadata, but understand, if any tool is maintaining that such kind of data in it, then we will call it as a stateful tool. Okay, let's say for example, if it is not a stateful tool, okay, boom is not a stateful tool, then what you will do, you will call to customer care, then this customer care team will be raise a concern to this source application. Hey, Salesforce team, what is going on? So and so customer created one order, still they are not there is no any update from your end, what is going on? Then again, let's say if order is processed successfully to this team, and okay, order is successfully reached to here, then what they will do? Hey, customer care, already I created whatever the things need to be created from my end, I created on, and I send the details to the Boomi integration layer. Go and ask to the integration layer again, this team will come and they will ask, hey, hi Boomi team, what's going on? No, so and so person is created one order, still is waiting for that response, what is going on? Then the Boomi will maintain some metadata, right? The Boomi will maintain some execution details. Okay, just give me 2 minutes, I will check and I will let you know the response. Okay, then that Boomi team, what they will do, they will take this ID, order ID or a customer ID, whatever may be the unique ID, they will take that and they will search in that, right? Okay, when it is created, okay, what is the state of that order? Okay, and is there any failure or any success? Everything there is going to be give the update to the customer team, right? So to maintain that we need to maintain some backup, right? We need to maintain some backup, or we need to maintain some kind of storage to maintain all the details, right? If any integration tool, okay, if any integration tool, whenever any integration platform has the capability to store some kind of metadata or a data about all the executions, which means when it is going to be started, when it is going to be ended, what is the time period, and what is the order number, and what is the status of that particular execution, whether it is getting failed or success, right? All these details, if any integration tool, not only Boomi, if any integration tool have a capability to maintain such kind of data, then we will call it as a stateful tool. Okay, then we will call it as a stateful tool. Clear? Okay, let me write it down. Okay, whenever any integration tool have a capability to has the capability have the capability to store metadata. Okay, what do you mean by metadata, guys? Anyone have any idea what do you mean by metadata? Metadata and data about the data. Okay, I will tell you data about the data. What do you mean by data about the data, or metadata? Data about the data. Okay, data about data. Okay, data about all the executions, right? Then we will call it as a stateful tool. Then we will call it as stateful tool. Okay, stateful tool. So now metadata, so see, so as I mentioned, if any integration tool, okay, any integration tool have a capability to store the data. So if see if the, let's say why they need to maintain all such kind of data, which means okay, if they want to maintain that data, they need a lot of memory, they need to lot of maintenance, they need to check each and everything, right? So even though they are going to be maintained, because see, okay, now you ordered one item, now after 1 week or 10 days you want to update your item, or else for example, let's say right now you are staying in Hyderabad, all of a sudden you move to Bangalore, okay, or Chennai. Now you don't want to ship your product to the Hyderabad location, you want to ship your no your product to the Chennai location or Bangalore location. Then you must have a no chance to, or you must have option to change your shipping address, right? Then only the customer is going to be satisfied. Let's say if okay, if the one of the tool does not have a capability to change the location, then the customer might feel okay, this is not a kind of user friendly, right? So or else let's say, okay, now you are getting, or you need to track your order details, okay, if you're not getting some kind of tracking details, then it's going to be no, it's a kind of not a user friendly, right? Okay, if to maintain all these details, to maintain all these such kind of no criterias or scenarios, if any tool, okay, any tool needs to be maintained some kind of metadata or some kind of details about that customer or order or any business entity. Let's take any business entity, they need to be maintained some backup or about that executions, okay. So if any integration tool have a capability to maintain such kind of execution details or data, then we will call it as a stateful tool, okay, stateful tool. So now let's talk about metadata. What do you mean by metadata, guys? Anyone have any idea what do you mean by metadata, right? So such kind of jargons we will listen in the integration world frequently. Please try to understand stateful tool, metadata, execution data, right? Execution data, runtime data, or a payload, right? Payload and document files, all these details, okay, I mean all these jargons we will listen frequently in the integration world. We will discuss each and everything, what do you mean by file, what do you mean by documentation, what do you mean by runtime, what do you mean by execution, right? Everything we will discuss, okay, don't worry about that, okay. So now metadata, what do you mean by metadata? Anyone have any idea about the metadata, what do you mean by metadata? Not only in a particular Bhumi, if you're working in the IT world, okay, in the working in the integration world, you must know about these jargons, okay, you must know about these words, okay. So now let's say metadata. If
Information,
yeah, what kind of information that is?
ma- encrypted information.
Encrypted information, okay, okay.
Basically, images will have metadata like what is the resolution, what is the size of the image,
Hmm.
where is
Exactly, exactly,
located, where has it taken, from what type of
exactly.
lens. These kind of these details are called metadata.
Exactly, that is no belongs to, you are saying that that is belongs to images, right?
Image.
So
Yes,
now
yes,
if you
image.
coming to integration, okay, so if you are coming into integration, metadata means exactly like no as you said, okay, for example, you are now talking about image, so that image have some kind of metadata, which means okay, what is the resolution of that particular, what is the memory it is consuming, and what is the color of that, what is the size of that, width, the height, such kind of details we will call it as a metadata, right? So now if coming to integration world, so as I mentioned here, so for example, here the order is created and needs to be processed it, right? So now when when the process is started, when the order execution is started, how much time it is taking to complete, right? And what are the conditions we are applying, what are the logics we are applying, right? In Bhumi layer, or from from the source to target. So if any data about the data, which means it's not about actual data, or the actual data means the customer name, order, item details, and shipping details, billing details. Then we will call it them as a actual data of that particular customer. Now we are not talking about this data, we are talking about extra data or metadata. Let's say when the process is started, right, when the process is ended, and what are the logics we applied, what are the conditions we applied in the Boomi layer, right? Such kind of data, then we will call it as a metadata. Okay, we will call them as a metadata. Data about the data, data about the data, start of
Information.
execution. Exactly, information.
Information about the information.
Exactly, very good. So it's a kind of information about that particular order, okay, about that particular integration, about that particular execution. Okay, whether that execution is successfully completed or not, if we are getting any errors, or if we are getting any errors, what is the kind of error, where exactly the error is created, right? What is causing to create, create that error. So all such kind of data we will call them as a metadata. Okay, data about the data. So data about the data. Okay, data about the data will, it is nothing but a, let's say okay, let's say when the order is created, let's some, okay, I'm giving some example. Okay, start of execution. Okay, execution time, and end time of that particular execution, right? And how much, what are the logics we applied, what are the conditions we applied, and all such kind of details. Okay, we'll call them as a metadata. So why this metadata? Okay, why this metadata is an important, why this metadata is an important. See, so now for example, let's say, as I told you that, okay, as I told you that, so any customer or any vendor or any uh, uh, no, any, for example, if you are working in a real time or any company, let's say you are working for any company, that company wants to maintain some details about that business, right? Okay, if they want to maintain some kind of details about what, whether they are running any kind of business, they want to maintain some kind of details. That details is very important to run the business, right? So such kind of data we will call them as a metadata. Okay, metadata. Clear about this metadata? Yes.
Yes.
Then we will call it as a, sorry,
Yes,
next
clear.
we'll discuss about stateless tool. Stateless tool. What do you mean by stateless tool? Yes, what do you mean by stateless tool? And whenever any integration tool, okay, if does not have a capability to store the metadata, then we will call it as stateless tool. If they, if you have a capability to store the data, then it is called as a stateful tool. If does not have a capability, then we will call it as a stateless tool. Whenever any integration platform, okay, whenever any integration tool or a platform, okay, we can call it as a platform. So whenever any integration platform, any integration platform, okay, does not have the capability to store the metadata. Okay, metadata and data about all the execution, all executions. Okay, all execution, then we will call it as a, call it as stateful tool, or sorry, stateless tool, right? So if any integration tool or any integration platform, if they are having the capability to store such kind of data, I mean such kind of data in the sense metadata, then we will call it as a stateful tool. If not, we will call them as a stateless tool, right? Clear? Yes, clear it is.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So now if it is clear, then we'll move forward and we'll discuss. Okay. Yesterday I told you that we'll do some kind of logins and how we can do. So to log in, okay. So as I told you that Boomi is a integration platform, right? Is a is a integration tool, and which is provided by Atomsphere, right? Atomsphere platform. Atomsphere platform, right? So the platform is no which is provided by, the platform name is Atomsphere and the tool name is Boomi. Okay, so now which comes under the which service provider? Which comes under which service provider? iPaaS, right? iPaaS is a service provider, okay, under this umbrella. No This Atomsphere is a platform name, and the tool name is integration Boomi, right? So the service provider is iPaaS. Under this iPaaS, the platform name is Atomsphere. Under that we have a Boomi tool, right? So what do you mean by iPaaS, guys? What do you mean by iPaaS? Integration platform as a service, right? Yes or no? We discussed couple of times about
Yes.
this, right? So it is a
Yes.
cloud offering where we can do the, okay, it is a cloud offering where we can do the build of integrations, deploy of integrations, and manage of integrations, right? So okay, yesterday Guna, you asked one question, right? Guna is there? No, it's not that fact. Okay, so basically here we no need to take any, for development a different tool, for testing different tool, for deployment different tool, for managing the different tool. No, so everything all together we can do at a one place, that is called Atomsphere platform. Okay, in the Atomsphere platform, okay, we can do build of integrations, we can deploy of integrations, we can manage our integrations over the cloud. Over the cloud, we no need to install anything, we no need to manage anything, we no need to maintain anything. Just if you have a good internet connection and a valid credential to your account, then we can do whatever the integration development you want to do, you can do at a one place. Whatever the integration deployment you want to do at a one place, yes you can do. Whatever the management you want to do at a one place, yes you can do, right? Just we need a good internet connection and a valid credentials to that particular account, right? So integration platform as a service, right? Integration platform as a service. So under this we have a different integration tools, and we are here to learn the, so Boomi, right? So to, as I mentioned, it is a cloud offering, right? It is a cloud offering, and we no need to go with any installations and any, just we need to log in into our account. To log in into your account, we need a one URL, right? So to log in into your Boomi account, we need a one URL, right? You will enter that URL and you will log in, right? What is the URL? Okay, https underscore, okay, www dot, okay, platform dot boomi.com. So this is a URL. Okay, platform.boomi URL. Okay, now let me log in into Boomi. Okay, let me sign it out. Now you can see here flat https platform.boomi.com, right? This is a URL. Okay, this is a URL to log in into your platform, right? So that's platform.boomi.com. Okay, this is the URL to log in into our platform. So now you can see here it is asking the email address and password. Username, email address is nothing but a username, and the password, okay, to that particular account. So
Credentials.
yes, credentials, very good. Okay, just we need URL, right? Username and the password, right? Password to log in into the platform. Okay, so now here I can give my username and I will give my password. Okay, Okay, I will create accounts for you also, don't worry. I will create accounts for your practicing purpose. Okay, so click on sign in. Okay, now this is a home page, this is a landing page. Okay, so Boomi, under Boomi, okay, again here, so in Boomi we have different services. Okay, in Boomi we have, okay, we have multiple services. Okay, multiple services, like we have a integration. Okay, we have a integration, right? We have API management, API manage API management. We have no data catalog, and what else we have? We have event streams, and we have flow, Boomi flow, and we have, these are all different services. Okay, these are all different services provided by Boomi. Okay, the different services provided by Atomsphere platform. So under that we will discuss about integration. Okay, we'll, you know, most of the companies, 99% companies are, you know, if they are purchasing Boomi means, okay, if they are for integration purpose they are purchasing, and some of the companies are, you know, using, okay, in API management, and nowadays no, like companies started using Boomi flow also. So most of the companies are using integration. So now we'll here to learn integration. So this integration we'll learn, and in the API management we will discuss how to expose the APIs and how to consume the APIs, and some kind of, you know, basic things we'll discuss. We will not go in depth into the API management, it's a complete different concept. So we are not going to be discuss that one. So we are going to be discuss complete about integration. Okay, so now let me come in again. Okay, you can see here about services. If I click on the services, okay, this is my landing page. Okay, we have different services, you can see here. If I click on the service, you can see here integration, data hub, API management, flow, event stream, task management, right? These are all different services we have, right? Different services catalog, and task management is, you know, kind of, this is a master data hub, right? These are different services we have. So now we'll discuss about integration. So now if I click on the integration service, if I click on the integration services, now here you can see here, this is my home page, landing page. Let me close all the, okay, this is my, okay, this is my integration service. Okay, integration service platform and integration services home page, right? As I told you that, you can see here, right now we are in integration service here. So as I told you that, okay, in the integration platform, right, we can build our integrations, which means we can develop our integrations, right? We can deploy our integrations, right? We can manage our integrations, right? So we no need to go to the for building on one tool, separate tool, or a separate a software, and for deployment no separate software for managing separate, no, all together we can do all these things at a one place. That is called integration platform. Okay, that is called Atomsphere. You can see here, okay, Atomsphere. Okay, Atomsphere, right? It is an Atomsphere platform. Okay, Atomsphere platform. So in this platform, okay, we can do build of integrations, deploy of integrations, and more integrations, right? And Boomi is a multi-tenant architecture, guys. Okay, very very important note. Okay, Boomi is a very very important note. What do you mean by multi-tenant? What do you mean by multi-tenant, or what do you mean by single tenant? It is, Boomi is a multi-tenant architecture. Yes.
Multi-tenant means multiple users.
Mm-hmm. Boomi is a
Multiple
multi-tenant
tasks.
architecture. Architecture.
Multiple users can access at the same time.
Very good, very good. So Boomi is a multi-tenant architecture, which means okay, multi-tenant, which means I will give you a single instance of software, a single instance, a single instance of software. Just give me a second. Okay, sorry guys. Now, right, what we are discussing? Single tenant. Okay, a single instance of software can be used by multiple users. Okay, multiple users, which means see, Boom is a software, right? For example, Boom is a software. So this software can be used by multiple users. Means, so for example, TCS using Boom as their integration tool, and Infosys using, and IBM using, Accenture using. So all these companies are using integration tool as a Boomi. It's not like that Boomi software, Boomi will provide some different software to TCS, some different software to Infosys, some different software to Accenture. No, right? It's a kind of a same software or same instance can be used by multiple users, right? Okay, multiple users. Okay, they have their own no, boundaries are there, have their own security, and like the Boomi will create a security and they can use their accounts, right? So let's say, for example, I will give you one example. Let's say one common no flat is there. Okay, some four people are staying in a common flat, or three people are staying in a 3 BHK flat. So they, three people have their own no, their individual bedrooms, and they have their own common area. What is a common area? Okay, let's say hall is a common area, and they have their own individual bedrooms, right? So until and unless the other person, whoever belongs to that bedroom, until and unless he giving permission, he's not giving permission, the other persons will not enter into their individual bedrooms, right? It's a kind of permission. They need some kind of permission, they need some kind of access to enter into that particular bedroom, right? Same way, Boomi have their own security, their own access. Okay, for example, TCS, IBM, Infosys there. So TCS is using Boomi, IBM is also using Boomi, and Infosys is also using Boomi. So until and unless TCS is giving permission, the Infosys and that uh, IBM people will not enter into the TCS territory, right? Right, it's a kind of security. But they all together, they are using same software. All together they are using same software, same kind of future, same kind of a tool, same kind of things, all that same. But they have their own territory, they have their own access, they have their own accounts, right? So that is called as a single, okay, a multi-tenant architecture, which means a single instance of software can be used by multiple users, right? Clear? Boomi is a multi-tenant architecture. Okay, Boomi is a multi-tenant architecture. So I will show you. I will show you. Okay, Boomi, how Boomi is going to be multi-tenant architecture. So now let's say, okay, this is my account. Okay, okay, who a training account. For example, this is my account. Okay, now if I want to check. Okay, so for example, process library is there. So now if I click on the process library, okay, now you can see here business rule, activity. Okay, these are all the different, okay, different integrations, okay, published by different teams. Okay, different integration teams or different companies. Okay, for example, here you can see here, okay, published by education services, and you can see published on by Boomi, and published by DocSign. See here, e-signature and DocSign, right? Education services, right? Likewise, we have different things. Okay, Okay, whoever, for example, I want to use this particular sftp v2 process examples, so I can do some kind of now install this process, and you can install it, and you can do whatever you want. Okay, for example, I want to click on this, let me install this. So this integration is developed by someone else. Okay, this integration is developed, and so now I can use this. Okay, I can use this, or what I can do, so I can give my credentials, like my user details. For example, I want to connect with this, so I will give my user details, and I can connect with that. Okay, and I can establish the connectivity to my a requirement, and according to my requirement I can do the work, right? So this is kind of multi-tenant this. Okay, so now this can be used by you also, this can be used by TCS team also, this can be used by IBM team also, but there is some kind of restrictions. There is no kind of data it's a kind of restrictions will be there. Okay, so it is nothing but a kind of multi-tenant architecture. Boom is a multi-tenant architecture. Clear? Yes, clear it is. Yes.
Yes, yes,
Anyone have
clear.
any idea, any questions or any doubts still here? Yeah. Is it clear? Okay, perfect. Okay, and Guna, yesterday you asked one question, right? Yesterday you asked one question. So if you remember that, okay, Boom is a integration tool, right? Then how we can develop, the code, or how we can do the things, right? So now you can see here. Okay, here integration is the integration tool. Here we can develop the code, or we can develop the things here, and we can deploy, and we can manage the things. Okay, so we'll discuss in depth. Okay, we'll discuss each and every point. You can see it now. Build of integrations, or building is nothing but a development is nothing but we can write some code, right? Code in the sense we will use no these things, shapes and components we have, we'll discuss later each and everything. But understand, we can develop, we can deploy, and we can manage at one place. Clear?
Okay.
Okay, okay then. So if anyone have any questions, you can ask me, otherwise we can park it here, and we'll continue tomorrow, right? Okay then.